for you. Welcome, everybody. It's been a really amazing and interesting little while, hasn't it? There's a lot of new ascension symptoms that people have been talking about, and I've not been available for a little while, and I'm coming back. A lot of the September experience was for me and for many others called detoxification. I don't know why it's detoxification instead of just, but detoxification of or from the matrix is kind of what it was, I guess. And so there was a lot of removal. Like I didn't have the time or the focus or the ability to be in this experience, and so I've been away in a lot of ways. And so I'm happy to be back. And let's talk about some of the symptoms that people are having. Like there's a lot going on. Oh, hello, everybody. I'm seeing people here today already. We have Kelsey's here. Anita's here. Hello. Hi there, Pamela. Hi, everyone. Tannis says, hello. Hello, sweetie. Tannis also says, how about the energy coming through right now? Wowzer. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Like my ears cannot pop. Like it's I'm finding the frequency. A lot of people are talking about ear ringing, and I'm finding that I feel like that I've just gone up in elevation very quickly and abruptly. Um, let's see. So hi Carmen. Hey brother, good to see you. He says, let's show this one. Let's see. Um, how you feeling, Pamela? I'm actually been really having a lot of struggles, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I've been kind of ill with this, what they're calling ascension flu. Um, it's a purge, is what it is, but it's um, definitely I'm exhausted and and I took I took like a day off of everything for a bit to kind of recalibrate. Um, Dr. Anna Marie, so good to see you, sweetie. I'm so happy to see you here. Happy Monday to you all. Hello, Jackie. Catherine, very strong energies, wakened at 12:12 and have been awake all day. Body aches and headaches. Yeah. Look, I'm going to say quickly before I go into some more of your wonderful. I'm so happy when you guys comment. By the way, thank you for participating with me. It's so good to see you all. Um, is so there's a lot. So all the symptoms that you could put into what it would be to raise in your elevation very abruptly without taking like time for those base camps. You know what I mean? Like Sherpas. Um, that's all the symptoms I'm having. It's basically as if I just tried to summit a mountain without taking breaks and letting my body readjust. So a lot of this head stuff, real crazy, weird pressure. And this was before and also still, and as well as during this real serious, like, I don't know, you can call it a head cold that I was going through. Um, and so it's just very strange. A lot of need for more hydration than before. Um, Very buzzy, dizzy kind of feeling, almost like you've lost your balance almost, or you're nearly off balance. Very not bad though. Like none of this is bad. It's actually like, ooh, this is cool kind of stuff. So just I don't know. Um, Along with this really crazy, weird abdominal thing that I went through, and I know that some people briefly had touched on it. So there's a lot of people having this kind of thing. Again, we're still focusing a lot on this healing and purging of the solar plexus and the sacral chakra and the root chakra. In particular, the solar plexus and the sacral chakra have been the real focus and this healing and this purging. So a lot of people are having these areas of the body where it's uncomfortable. So hello, Squidgy Nuisance to AI. Hello, Millie from UK. Amber's here. Hi. Jackie says, damn second. It's funny because I have people also on Facebook who were first. So I, y'all are fun. I love how you guys do that. Mariette says, I am suffering from lower back pain and stuffed belly. Look at the stuffed belly thing. Yeah. Lower back pain. Let's talk about that for a second before we'll go back to the belly. So I'll just put that up. So yeah, we have a lot of this. Um, People are calling it Buddha belly. Some people are calling it. There's a lot of different things that people have said. One of those, though, is this stuffed belly thing. So what we've been doing is storing a lot of stuff in this area of our body. And then I've noticed that every time that we have density of any kind leave us, it doubles in size. The space that's left behind doubles in size with air or water, um, this type of stuff, the filler. And so this expands, as well as when we um, are working through all of this lower abdomen, the 3 chakral area that I was talking about too. Um, there's a lot of people having this thing happening, and some people are choosing to evacuate it medically. It just comes back though, you know. So I've known a handful of people who've done this. They've had the water removed, the excess water removed, and it's just not something I'm gonna do. But I mean, y'all can do what you want. It does come back. I've never heard of a case where people will go in like once or twice, or once a week, or twice a month. Anyway, and then it's gonna move out. You know, right now, water goes to what needs healed, right? You know, and so whatever needs healed, the consciousness of water gravitates to. And so you see this in swelling. You see this, you know, if you hurt your, you know, your body in some way, it swells, the water goes there. The water's going there to heal it, you know. And so maybe considering this as it, you know, a suitable thing to be able to just process for right now. You know, sometimes taking medicine isn't yummy. Um, and this is not advice. This is just me talking about my experience, and y'all do what you want, you know. So I just want to thank you for bringing this topic up. And then the lower back stuff. A lot of people are having this where it started at the top. So I don't know if this is what you're talking about. Started at the top as like your shoulders. My ears are echoing, like they won't stop echoing. I can hear myself echo back on myself right now. It's just so. It's like you're in a Zoom meeting with somebody who has a device. It's really weird and disorienting. So focus. Um, top shoulders, top of back, the upper part of the back, and then it felt like you had a backpack on for a long time, this kind of soreness and stuff kind of thing. And then it moved down to the center of the back and then the lower back. So if you've had a systematic thing like this, then it's likely that it was the expression of this wings, these energetic wings that we're realizing that we have access to. We have a lot of energy appendages all around us, you know, and we can do all kinds of cool stuff. It's just that um, we have a, a limited belief in them. And after a while, they just, you know, you raise your frequency, you can do cooler stuff, more stuff. Carmen says, I have some ear ringing a lot for the last few days. Yeah, the ear ringing, the ear stuff's been weird. So I have had the ear ringing a little bit, but mine's changed. It's really weird. It's become, it's really echoing a lot. This echoing ear, it's like, it's the most, it's weird. So something's going on with the ears. That's for certain. So thank you for mentioning that, Carmen. Eric says, I'm not sleeping, I think. If I'm not sleeping, I must be drinking coffee, buffering. Yeah, I have been having this too, where I've not been getting the tired that I need. I'm not getting the sleep that I need at all. It's very obvious. My body is really, what's the most difficult part of it, and it's not difficult. It's actually really beautiful. Is that in the later parts of the day, starting about 5 o'clock, which would be 3 hours from this time, my time, the energies start to come in of the nighttime now, and you can feel them. So it starts to inspire. And this is where a lot of the spiritual, deeply beautiful experiences start to occur for me. And so I will be exhausted all day long. And then all of a sudden, code downloads start to come and then become more and more rapid. And then by nightfall, I'm not sleeping. I'm experiencing, I'm interacting, I'm engaging with these. I had some ETs come to me again. It's weird. The deeply profound experiences always seem to, so always. Now we've established a pattern because it's happened twice now. First, it happened August 31st / September 1st. And then this time the same thing occurred. It was in the night of the last day of the month. And then I was outside as it became the next day. Same thing. I wonder what that means. I'm sorry. That was a very random ramble. Welcome to my life right now. I can't focus. Okay, so we're doing this. Hello, Jacaranda Marie. Good to see you, sweetie. I'm actually nauseous today. Not a usual symptom for me. And sacral area pains this whole week. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Definitely lots of forehead and crown pressure. High tones. Not ringing. Interesting. In left ear. Stabby temples. Okay, so the temple thing I can relate to. This is really unpleasant. I don't like it. I agree with you. Okay, so and then the nauseous. You know what? I know there's a right way about that, and I never can remember the right one, and so I often hesitate to even say the word. Anyway, the feeling of wanting to puke. um, I've been having this a lot the past couple of days. It just lightly, just faint stomach, icky, oozy, woozy feeling, and then um, it's almost a slight pain. I've been feeling like there's some stomach recalibration going on. It started a little bit longer ago than I reported. Now that I think of it, it's probably been about 2 weeks where the uncomfortable part of where I felt like it's healing something's going on with the stomach, and there's something else happening in our organ area. Like it feels like we might be reestablishing connection to certain organs or growing something. I don't even know what that is. Maybe it's like there's a use for the appendix after all. But yeah, this whole thing, not usual symptom for her yet. So anyway, yes, and then also the sacral chakra, the sacral area. This has been really, really difficult for a lot of people. This is the area that I would say is the number one complaint, is this sacral. And so we've been doing a lot of healing there as a collective. In the one-on-ones that I do in the sessions, usually there's a focus on this. So let's talk about this for just a second, because this is very significant. I didn't know this until lately. So I don't know if this is like, I just found out, or if this is just how it's always been. But for one reason or another, our inner child is being stored in the sacral chakra area. The inner child, your shadow self, when you're doing shadow work or inner child work, they're both the same thing, officially. Is when we start to do this healing and we start to talk to this inner child, this shadow self, and allow it to be established, to be seen as part of who we are, then we start to heal this area. And as we start to heal this area, we find that this chakra in particular is a very emotional chakra. Like there's a higher knowing and a higher recipe of everything of these chakras. However, the part that we're being made to interact with is this. If the chakra itself feels like a child who has been neglected and needs attention and needs a rapport built, an established relationship of love and trust. So that's really interesting. This has been happening so much for so many people. What I would do is explore this, go into meditation and talk to this chakra as a person, as a loving parent would talk to a child who is not so trusting anymore. It's really amazing the kind of work that can be done this way. Also, I'm finding the need to, so we have a chakra above this called the solar plexus that is seen as yellow. There's a different color that is gold. Okay, it's actually golden color. If you send golden white to this chakra, like in ribbons, in this meditation way, I'm finding the level of healing that's resulting in it is a very impactful thing. This is just kind of a new thing that we've started to do the past couple of days, and so try it. Just visualize, pretend, whatever word you want to use. Imagine a ribbon of golden and white light, but it's like a ribbon, and it wraps around it lovingly. and just becomes like a swaddling blanket, kind of. Anyway, so thank you for bringing that up, Dr. Anna Marie. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Craig's plays. Massive third eye activity in the last few days. I feel totally different. I've waited 11 months for that, but the purge continues. I'm so happy to hear that. Yes, there has been a lot of third eye activity. There's been a lot of engagement and interactions, and I still find that I'm needing people to say things with their words, even though I've understood what they're saying to me remotely. I'm finding that it's like I still don't have trust in myself enough to know that that's what's happening, you know? And so it's like until I get a verbal confirmation from something. And then sometimes it feels like the people know that I've gotten this psychically and feel annoyed by the extra step. It's kind of funny. In particular, my daughter and I have been doing this. I've been having to be like, use your words, but you heard me. I know, but just I need to be sure. So Elsa, hello, sister. She says swelling tummies is in us, insects, pets. Interesting, I said pests. Swelling tummies. Yes, thank you for your code. Elsa Dillon, those of you who don't know her, I'm sure you all do by now because she's just amazing. Is an amazing code breaker. I love talking with her because she always comes up with so much stuff. Here's another one from Elsa. Echo. It's that background illuminated indeed. Interesting. It's also interesting when I added it to my screen as I did on my end, the whole thing lit up with this beautiful. It almost matched this color, I guess. That's really cool. So, ear clicking is another one that we have coming up here. Millie says ear clicking in one ear. This is really interesting. There's a lot of ear stuff. Here's another one. We got Valerie saying my left ear tickles constantly. Weird. Look at this. This is very interesting. This isn't it. Think about it. How much we've seen this lately. We've been seeing a lot of this. Okay, there it goes again. And every time that it echoes. So this is something that's fun. Remember, guys, we are in October now. We're in the month of the gifts is basically what it is. And I want to tell you this really quickly is that this is just so amazing. Okay, so what they showed me, so who came to me on the first was they called themselves the Nine. They were three different. I guess they would be called races. I don't know, but like so there were three of each, and there were three groups, and um, one of the three groups were white and glowing with a light, kind of like the one from the September the 1st, only taller, where it just completely white but their hair wasn't straight. Their hair was like mine. Like mine, some days it's kind of curly, sometimes it's straight, sometimes it's their hair was more like that. But it was white. And then they had a very light, and they glowed with white too. Their skin was white, and but they had stuff on their face. Like it could have been freckles, but it seemed very deliberate. It could have been tattoos or something. I don't know. And but anyway, and that they glowed white, but they had this tint of blue. And then the other two groups, you could tell that they were different groups because their eyes were very much they were very like how my eyes were kind of far apart, like they were like really far apart. There's a big space here, and beautiful, kind of like have you guys seen that movie, The Way of the Water, the new Avatar movie, the water ones, the water people, where their eyes were separated, kind of like that. Only the difference with the other two, they were obviously separate groups. However, they both had their tint. You know how there was the white, but then the very slight faint tint of blue. Their tint was golden, like it was tinkly winkly, like glittery almost, because it was golden. You could then they were raised too. Anyway, they're cool. And they showed me. That's what I'm sorry, I've been rambling so much, guys. I'm not myself. I've got a lot coming in. Anyway, so what they showed me is that now that we proceed into this time where we are presenting all of our flaws, we are bringing all of our secrets forward, the things that, not like your secret bank account, but the things that we're always posturing and pretending away. As we let those parts come out, one thing at a time, at your own pace, what you're doing is you're releasing your grasp from the matrix. You are actively disengaging from this matrix. And as we disengage from the matrix, what occurs is that's a whole other story, but that's really good. Um, but as we release and do in this way, then everyone begins to behave as their true self outwardly all the time. It's 222. And as they begin to allow themselves to be themselves outwardly at all times, then no one has to wonder who they are. And so those who aren't as that keen and practiced at empathic abilities don't have to question any longer the directive, what someone wants from them, what they're gonna who they are. And when there's no longer a need to question and to be suspicious of your peers, of your fellows, of your neighbors, of your government, when you no longer have a reason to be suspicious, then we leave behind what they called the age of suspicion. And it was the age of suspicion. It was the suspicion that's kept us in this frequency. All of the other stuff has all been in order to get to that point, to get to where we can no longer be suspicious, to question the integrity of your fellows. And then the liberation is had, and then we get to this frequency, this high, beautiful frequency that they call the pink frequency, that I'm still trying to figure out. Ironically, I used to really hate pink. I only learned to start liking pink. I was slightly channeled. Sorry. I don't know how much I told you guys, but it was an amazing experience. I'm going to have to watch that again until you find out what I told everybody. All right. So I'm back. 9. Magenta Pixie, United Kingdom. Oh, really? I know. I've heard of her. I haven't followed anyone's content in so long. So this is the 9. And I'm going to write this down because I should check her out again. Wow. That's funny. This is like the 4th time I've heard her name this week. That doesn't happen without. That's really cool. Okay, Sarah, I'm back. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Hi, Cool Deep. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Vicky. Good to see you. Feeling a lot better today, Jeanette says. Been on my back. Pulled a muscle on Thursday and have purged a lot. I'm happy that you purged. I'm sorry that you pulled your back. It's interesting. Almost always when we have something like this happen, it causes asking us to be quiet, to stop, and to go into a place of reflection and go inside, to go within, to go in and go within, right? And if we don't go in and go with it, if we don't take the time to focus and go into meditation and to accept these downloads, often they will put us on our back. I've seen this happen over and over again, where people just keep getting more and more kinds of injuries until finally they're really no choice. So if I were to suggest anything, it would be, if you're noticing this happening, do whatever you can to take the time. Take the time so that you don't have to worry about, so you don't end up having more and more injuries happening in the future and totaling your car or something crazy, which is an example of something that happened to somebody. Okay, we got Jacqueline Marie again. Hi, sister. Excuse me. I wonder if your 9 is the same. So this is the same Magenta Pixie. I haven't watched her in a long time, but that would be interesting to see if they have any similarities. Yeah, I'm going to look into it. They are from the pink frequency. And it's fun because magenta is a color, and I just think that's fun. Um, yeah, I guess it's good that I talked about so much just now. I don't feel like any reason to hesitate. It's simply I don't want to. I want to make sure I have time to answer your questions also, rather than taking the time up all for myself. Jasmine says, "Can you?" I lost it. I can sense strange vibrations and echoes in my ears. You can, especially when I wake up and before falling asleep. Interesting. I'll be really interested to talk with you about that further. Something's going on with the ears. And this came up already. Elsa, so far, has brought up the ears twice, and or in both of our last two Trinity show episodes. And I listened to her code. We feed each other codes, and I don't know I'm feeding her codes exactly. I'm just, you know, speaking what's being brought in, and um, I'll activate her codes and she activates mine. And she's been saying ears a lot, and I've been listening to that. I'm just like, I have been listening to that. um, Fleur de Lis says that was very cool. Yeah, it was really. And there's what's really amazing too about this is that these types of experiences, I find that it takes a while before you. So I'm unpacking it still, and I'm going to be for some time. And so I don't know all of what you're gonna get to find out about yet. And like the example. Okay, so if any of you watched that our last Trinity show with Todd Medina and Elsa Dillon last Thursday, if you haven't, you can find that at Sology One Studios. I think is how you find his YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Sorry, Todd. Um, oh, but I also have a link in my YouTube channel. I put it in the community section to show everybody this show we had. Um, there was a code that came in during this conversation that Todd, you could see him very much. He went back and he was downloading and processing, and then he slowly came forward and was like not ready to just talk about it because he was still doing it. And then we just knew when he was ready to talk about it. Like, well, I think we waited a minute because didn't want to like call him out, but um, and that's that processing thing. And I'm sure a lot more happened after that. When that happened in the show, because you could see the progression throughout the show, right? This type of thing is what usually almost always occurs to me. Like I don't like, well, this thing just happened. I can tell you all about it one day, and you'll have like the graphs and stuff. It takes a while to be like, whoa, and then this, and then that, and all of this. For instance, I found that I went back and noticed that I started to like bombard people with texts and emails of downloads and information a few hours before these ETs came. And I don't think they're ETs. And I like that Elsa. She says beings, to call them beings. And I like that. That sounds more correct. Um, and so it's going to be really interesting to um, find out what all comes through in the next little while. But anyway, so just keeping that in mind, a lot of us are gonna. No, not. I see a question here. They didn't say council. I actually am familiar with. I've heard this before. Council of Nine. I've heard of. I've heard someone that channels them says in living. Yeah, I mean, and I felt into it, and it's not the same. Like there's something. It's not that it just is. It's the same message. Or the same intention. They're not the same group, is what I understand. They're three groups of three, and they become nine. And so, and they somehow make up. So I think it makes the four, because the first inner earth being, and I want to speculate that these individuals are also from the inner earth, if that feels correct to me. They had a very earthen feel to them. And what I mean by earth, and so the Fae and the Druid and the Odin and all of these things are all the same thing, right? And there's these amazing places of light, well-established places deep within the earth. It's amazing. There's multiple civilizations and stuff. I've only just recently started to experience this. Got off my topic again. So, Thank you. Anita says, I think you're doing great. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's been so much happening. Um, the main part about us raising up into this frequency is that now it's available for other people to do, and so that's what I wanted to tell you about October. Is that we're in a time now where the uh, uh, it's the time of illumination. And illumination doesn't only mean light will come; it also means that there's understanding, that there's revelation, that there's seeing, there's things that get to be seen that were kept hidden before. And so a lot of us, a lot of individuals who didn't have, um, um, and who also have had interactions with other beings, are going to start to find that either it's going to increase, or you're going to have your introductory conversations with these individuals. I don't believe that everyone's will be so profound as mine. I know, be due to the fact that I know what they're doing is intended not to startle. It is not intended to cause alarm, to shock anyone, to make them feel uneasy. It will, those who are open and accepting of these experiences will bring an uneasiness to you, just simply because it's exciting, and the energy and the frequency that these individuals keep. When they come to you, it's like, it doesn't feel like a bang or an impact, but you feel this, it's like it's an activation. You just feel this light that comes here, and then it spreads in all directions of your body, and it's just melty welty, and you're just like, I just love everything in the whole planet, like, and then you're just like, yeah, what's up, dude? How's it going? Like, it's amazing. And for some people, I've heard their interactions with this, when the impact happens, when they feel this connection with the heart center that starts to do the melty wealthy thing, that it can be startling, because it's such a higher frequency energy that they just go, and just get alarmed by it. And I find, my experience, um, that if I can plan to have something like this, that it doesn't alarm me, you know. And so sometimes, though, it makes me go, just kind of anticipating it. So I don't know, just let you know, this is just a hello. This is a meeting of heart centers. It's really cool. We're gonna find ourselves doing this, us, um, when we go to Houston in December, and it's gonna be really cool. Any of you who are able to, it's going to be an amazing gathering in Houston on December 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm going to be there on the 5th. My flight lands on, hey, it's 234. My flight lands on the 4th, but I won't be, um, I'll be having dealt with airplanes and airports, and I'll have come from a town of 4,000 people and landed in Houston. So I won't be available on the 4th, but I'll be around on the 5th. So come early, if you're interested. It's sologynetwork.com. And if you go there, I'm going to type this in real quick here. I don't know. I think it only goes on um, Facebook when I do this. However, sologynetwork.com. Um, I spelled it right. I sure hope so. There we go. I'll show it here. There we go. Excuse me. If you go here, you can get tickets for this festival. So it's really a very affordable. I think it's most festivals and things like this take, it's like a $700 to $1,000. I think this one right now is like anywhere between $400 and $500 for 3 whole days or more if you come early. It's going to be really cool. So anyway, when we meet each other in this way, whether it's at the Soulology Festival or not, whether in real life, that we do the same thing that these inner earth beings do, or these other beings rather do, when we connect our heart centers, when we bring in the heart center space from here and from here, when we merge like this and create this Vesica Pisces. See, in the middle, we've created the Vesica Pisces. This is the most sacred shape in all of all. It creates every shape. This is sacred geometry, right? And so When we merge our heart centers like this, it creates an impact, a lasting one, a lasting impact in our molecular structure. And as we do this, it also interacts and affects in a positive way all things in our vicinity. So we're gonna go activate some Houston nights. I think that's what they're called. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna go through more than just Houston, but In Living says, um, I want to go to Houston. I'll be driving. Pamela, I saw the list of hotels, but do you know which one most people will be staying? Me and a handful of people got together and reserved an Airbnb, and so I'm not sure. So far, the people I've talked to have been talking about Airbnbs, or they're bringing their RVs or even tents. There's, it's going to be on like 30 acres, and it's just open. It's a really safe part of Houston, and it's like by Pearland, um, and this people are just going to camp. A lot of people. So far, I haven't heard anybody. Someone said they might go in the Hilton, but so it's in the Pearland area. This is useful to know if you want to, find a spot that's closer to the festival. Um, yeah, it's going to be really cool. I hope you come. I hope you come. There's going to be some really awesome activations, and there's like a early meet and greet thing that's happening on the Thursday before, so that would be the 7th. Um, and it's going to be just amazing. We're going to have all these workshops. They're giving me a tent. I get my own clan higher vibrations tent, so we'll be just doing sessions, live sessions there. I've I'm so excited about that part of all the stuff. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff we're doing for the land and everything, but I'm excited about this part because it's going to be one of those immediate gratification kind of things where you get to see um, the impact that a person has in a healing and interaction in a physical way, where we get to be really in front of each other. Because I've just been doing them on Zoom, and at the grocery store, you know. But anyway, and other people from Clan Higher Vibration will be joining me. We have a lot of really high frequency people who are all coming, and they're the ones I'm sharing this Airbnb with too. It's going to be like, what was that show from the 90s that really sucked? It would. I loved it. I was 12. What was it called? Real World. It'll be like the real world of higher vibrations. Maybe we should have it streaming. I'm kidding. I'm totally not doing that. Jackie, she says 63 sleeps until we go. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. We got Canadians coming. Um, I'm basically a Canadian. I'm basically a Canadian. I say I'm sorry about everything, and I and I live on the border of Canada. I like it here. I guess I am Canadian. Um, let's see. So we have another comment. I'm just trying to. There we go. Atma Shanti says it's beautiful, heart to heart, love. Hi, dear. Sorry I'm late. So good to see you. I'm glad you joined. In Livingston says thank you. Yeah, thank you. I really do hope that you come. This is going to be so tight. And um, there's a lot of okay. So here's the coolest part. I would say is that so it's called Everybody's a Star or Everyone's a Star. I always slaughter people's mottos and words. I so it's something like that because there will be people. So I'm one of the presenters that I'm gonna for sure present. Um, and from what I've been shown, so this is really too cool too. Is I've been seeing that I was gonna do this since I was 15. Like I was really struggling. That was when I was just barely removed from this abusive home. Where I was being sex trafficked and everything, and like I just had like that really abusive. No one knew who we were. We didn't have social security numbers and stuff, and like this whole thing. And I was really struggling. I was really having a hard time in an emotional way, and the guides kept showing me images, giving me visions of um, that I would be standing and telling my story, and it would be helping people. And I was like, right, right, this is gonna help somebody. Like I was so bitter back then, but um, and so I've seen this. I've seen that this was going to happen, and So I'm gonna be one of the presenters. So sorry, I got off the topic again. See, man, focus is really um so it's everybody's a star, everyone's a star. And so even though there are some that are slotted, this is the time that they're going to be speaking. The microphone is available for y'all, like to come up and to share, to participate in all these different ways. Like you can do music, you can bring your poems, you can just whatever kind of words you can do light language, like like I know that there's some amazing people who communicate with animals that are really activating to listen to. I mean, there's all kinds of different stuff. People just going up and sharing their story, man. Like this is a time of release, and saying me too. We've been in a place where we've not shared our stories, and we've not been allowed or allowed ourselves to speak our true authentic words, to keep them hidden and locked. And as we've done that, that's us holding on to the fur of the matrix. That's us holding on tightly and trying to desperately stay where we are, and not even realizing that what we're doing is we're making the matrix, perpetuating the matrix or the existence of it in our lives. And so going to places like these, and being in these groups and just saying your truth, man, you know, talking about what we call flaws. Remember, the flaws are the fabric of you. They're the threads that make up the fabric of who you are. And yeah, soul sharing. Thank you, Shannon. Like, and these people meaning, you know, Todd Medina and co have been doing this stuff forever, like I think they've been doing it since like 2013 or something, and this is a safe place. I the safe energy that is within the container of soulology. Gosh, I always add another L to it. Soul OG is that it's comfortable, it's safe. You know that you can share your soul and that there will be no judgment, and you'll be loved. You'll be loved completely for all the things that you are and respected for all the things that you're not. You don't got to be any kind of way but you. And so this is a place to do that. There's going to be some activations that are going to occur during this time in Houston that is going to be really cool to watch happen, because it's going to have a lasting effect on the entire planet. It's going to shift, begin, do the last step that needs to be done in order to begin the shifting of the planet into a more aligned being. And as this starts to occur, um, this will set up our next stage, our next steps. That next step for me and for my daughter and for several other people is to move to across the country, across the world, as far as we're concerned, all the way to Arkansas, where we're going to live and create, be part of creating, um, returning to the first communities of this planet. And as we return to these first communities, going there, like we do in Houston when we merge our heart centers like this, going there, we'll merge our heart centers with these mountains in the Ozarks called the North Ozarks. On the map, it's written N. Ozark, and below it says mountains. If you look at it, it says Noah's Ark. I kept hearing that we were going to go to Noah's Ark, Noah's Ark, Noah's Ark, and I kept thinking it was some kind of riddle and joke, because um, and we're going there, and this mountain, these mountains, are actually large crystals, like behemoth crystals, so big, vast, and powerful, that we placed beneath the soil, just barely beneath the soil, long, long ago, before the deluge. Not for hiding, but for safekeeping. And as many of us go to this place, this activation occurs with it in partnership with these mountains in a way that looks, it has a physical, you could see the percussion waves. It goes out. And we're gonna activate. We're gonna start a series of activations. It's gonna be so cool. And it's just gonna be a place for anyone who wants to join, a community, a place to bring bring your RV, bring your trailer, and live in harmony with Mother Gaia. It's going to be really cool. And in order for us to do that, we must first do this activation in Houston before the solstice, so which is December 21st. So I did it again. I went off. Todd is amazing. I love him. He's a good brother to have. He's a good energy. It's amazing to watch his. I don't know if anyone's noticed his transformation since like just the past month. It's been a very fascinating thing to watch occur. I'm happy for him. Jasmine says it's beautiful that we can share experiences. Since a few months ago, I thought I could never share my truth. Right. Yeah, I know. It's so, and it's safe too. It's safe, and not only safe, but it's encouraged because it's helping so many. And these secrets, that's really been what's kept us in, locked us into the matrix. It's the most bizarre thing. And that was why I had that September activation that was not easy on my ego. I don't know a better word for it, ego, but I don't know. Logic, I don't know. Personality, who knows? Yeah, that was an interesting thing. Excuse me, I'm just so stuffed up. Okay, so Joanna says, I think it's Joanna. I clicked it too soon. Yep. Yes, authenticity. Just saw a video on how much higher energy on the authenticity is, even more than love. Yes. Now think about speaking your truth with a loving heart, right? When you're speaking your truth in a place of love, this is why Mother Mary's been coming in so much. Like I'm sure you all are having similar experiences to mine, but she's been in my energetic field so often lately. She just comes, and she's just love. It's just so beautiful, and when she comes in, you can speak in this love. I'm sorry, I got off again. Christy Cook says, soul sharing with non-judgmental beings of light sounds amazing. Yeah, it is. It's so liberating and so beautiful. I hope that you can come. And it's I don't remember I what the promo is, but Todd had said that there would be some type of a promo too in the month of October for the tickets to this festival, which again is in December 8th, 9th, and 10th, or earlier. So if check it out, go check out that website. I don't know what the promo is going to be exactly, so I don't feel like I know enough to share. It's incredibly affordable though. It's really going to be so amazing, dude. Question from Sarah. Hello, Sarah. I had a question. There was this bee that was bigger than any oh, cool. I've been seeing them too. Cool. Okay. Sorry. I got really excited. Than any I've ever seen. And it was looking at me before I went outside. And then once I was out there, it found me and sounded like a helicopter flying around me. I feel like it was from another plane. I agree with you. I'm so happy you brought this topic up. I've only briefly just touched it on it in the past, but the past 2 summers, I would say, but mostly this summer, there have been a different variety of species that have been coming to us, all of us. And these bees are cute too, you're right. And they have faces. They're big enough that you can see their faces. They come right up to you. I've been massive. There's a lot to do with bees right now that we need to tell, or that we need to tell them, is not the right word, that we're being guided to kind of like investigate, to do some research on regarding the bee, how the bee functions, that it actually vibrates at its core center here, rather than using wings for flights. The wings are more of, to keep themselves from like spinning out, it keeps them level, is more of what they're fine steering, is more what the wings functions are. It's really cool. And so, yeah, I agree with you. I saw this little like running bird thing that we went to I live next to the Columbia River, and we were up at the river, and we like going there. That's our favorite thing to do. And there's this little running bird, and I thought to myself, well, that looks prehistoric. And my daughter saw it, and another little girl saw it, but her mom didn't know what we were talking about. Like she full on didn't know. Like she looked at me weird, and it was like, and then she did the play, the adult play voice, yeah, really cool. Like she didn't see it. She didn't freaking see it. So it was like a little, what I don't even know, raptor, but it was this like little micro one. It was really cute. Anyway, yeah, really interesting. I got another one from her too. Sarah also says it was wiping its eyes like huge dragonfly eyes. Oh, that's so precious. Well, I would suggest looking into what the bee means, and what I'll do. This totem medicine is what I do. I have this book that I use, but you can look it up online too. This is my book. It's so beat up. Like this isn't old. Like you can't even see. It's by Jamie Sams and David Carson. It's really cool. It tells you. Oh, I got coffee spills on it. You can't see any of it. All right, whatever. So it's really a useful book, but you can also do it just doing a quick internet search of what spiritual means is, or excuse me, what's the totem medicine of bumblebee or bee, or you can say, what's the meaning of, and it'll come up with a whole bunch of different results. But it's the totems. It's really cool. That's really neat that you had this come through. I'll be excited to hear more about it in the future. When you start to get engagement like that, it's usually the beginning. And that was the last part of the message about the other beings as well, guys. Um, you know, those of us, those who have not had a lot of interactions with ETs or beings like that, they're not just gonna like show up at your front door and be like, take out, like they're gonna slowly come into your experience, and so um just in very subtle ways, sometimes, like guardian. I did this. I had a fun interview with my brother yesterday, guardian of Orion, Jay Zoltan. He's back off his sabbatical. For those of you who used to follow, guardian and I used to do weekly Thursday lives together. That was fun conversations. He mentioned the same thing, that beings will come in very gradually into your energy, just get you used to them so you don't get startled. So something to keep in mind, that not to be too alarmed or worried about it. But when you start to notice these things, let yourself notice it, and it's kind of a gift to yourself, I would say, that when you start to notice these things, instead of going, that was weird, kind of thing that I typically would do for a long time, until what I suggest is embrace the lesson, allow yourself to take that in and really mess with it, really feel it and decide about it, right? And so get used to the energy or the possibility of it coming forward. Okay, we got here we go. We have Eddie. They are people, not ETs or aliens. They are people just like us. I can really feel into that, buddy. There's a lot of layers, that filters or whatever it is that we use for to translate an experience to one another. And I agree. Like what we are, y'all, me, all of us, you know what we really are? We're finger puppets. We're finger puppets. And we're finger puppets all on the same hand. If not this hand, right? We're finger puppets. And so we have names for each of these sheaths, right? Remember, they were just saying not too long ago that things are being unsheathed, right? It's finger puppets is the most easiest, I guess, way to explain what they're talking about. And so I agree with you. And not only are they people, but many of them are you. I know. Chew on that for a little bit. It takes a bit. It's kind of like, wow, there's a lot of things that are really true and useful to know. Is just getting to the place where you're able to process that information and really take it in. And then there are many layers of understanding where I'm coming to understand things today that I first started to understand in 1994, right? And you just get layers of understanding as it comes. It's really how it works. Kind of crazy. Um, Melissa says, hello, lovely Pamela. I've just recently come across your channel and so appreciate that you speak with clarity and positivity. Greetings from Adelaide, Australia. Is it Adelaide, Australia? Awesome. Thank you for joining. Oh, and thank you for saying that. You're such a sweetheart. I am so honored to be on this journey with everyone. You know, the energies, all of you who come through are always so amazing, and the way that we connect and activate one another. You know, knowing that each of us are just as important as the other. You know, it's um, heart expanding, and when you all join me live and connect in this way, I feel you. I feel your love, and you know, if you open your heart to it, you'll notice that when you send love to me, I will always send love back to you. So if you need a little bit of love today, open your heart and receive. Because I'm always in a place where I have extra love to give. Thank you for saying that, Melissa. Wow, that was just a lovely little. Um, Carolyn, love that interview with Guardian. Very interesting. Yeah, dude, he's a fun energy to interact with. I really enjoy talking with him. Tor says, bees have been around me now for a year, now landing on me. Cool. Even being stuck to last year, 33 times this year, one time. Love them. So they've been stinging you? Oh my goodness. Are you saying you're being stung? Um, yeah, the bees have a lot. Yeah, I love them. Have so much code in them. There's a lot of stuff that Elsa Dillon, again, going back to her code stuff, she brought up a lot of bee stuff. They are air raid sirens going off in this town. That's fun. I'll also find out what that's about later. Um, yeah, so like the archive, hive mind, the collective mind. I always see it as a hive. And if you go there, the energy is changing. Remember how it used to be hexagonal? Was it? I think that's the right word. I'm not that person who remembers the words for the different uh, geometric shapes. um, but the beehive, it looks like a beehive, where it's those sections, and it was sectioned off, and we were like energetically starting in 2019, really, the end of 2019 into 2020. What we started to do whenever we went to the astral plane is we would move through and try to clear each of the the compartments basically. And it felt at that time it was really dense. It felt really dark, energy wise. Not dark, but just deep, like dark. But when I say dark, what I am talking about is levels of depression. The feeling of depression would be a dark, and it felt dark when we go there. And so there was like, it was really thick and a lot of work. And then now we moved it to now everything's golden. It's finished. So I wonder what that's about. And golden, like the bee, right? I rambled again. Um, Also, another thing about bees came up from Atma Shanti. Also, bees, as other new insects, will be arriving to help pollinate new crops or fruits and vegetables that our bodies will need the more light we hold. That's right. It's awesome communicating with the bees. Yeah, that's really a good. Thank you for sharing this. I agree with you. The bats are being redistributed. The forests are being regrown, and there's something about the trees. Their stunted growth that we've just learned to accept as what a tree looks like isn't really how a tree grows. It's also been in the place of forgetting, and so now the trees are being made to remember themselves. And as they remember themselves, they will be much larger and vast, and there will be more of them. when we birth the other plane, we notice that if you compare the previous Earth to this Earth, you'll see that it's fuzzier. When you pull back, when you become your truest tall self and you're like standing up and looking down at the planet, up at the stars, you can see it just looks fuzzier because it's more vegetation. It's gonna be really cool. Oh wow, I gotta get going soon. I'm just gonna grab a random one. I don't mean the vessel we inhabit. We are consciousness regardless of where we are. Yes, I agree. Yeah, we're the same. That's the point. That's yeah. The vessel is the disguise, the figure puppet. That's what I was trying to. I don't know if I conveyed that message correctly or not. Totally agree. Um, we got another comment. I'll do two more. Kylie, your random live Ascension symptom updates have been a lifesaver for me. Oh, thank you very much. And I'm actually thank you for saying that. I wanted to bring this up and I forgot. So thank you. I've been not really on sabbatical. I've just been I've been calibrating for most of the month, and so I've kind of not been doing a lot of things that I'm known to do that I will continue to do. So I will be making an Ascension symptom video in the near future. If not, yeah, as soon as I can. I am finding that there are so many Ascension symptoms that are coming in that it's difficult to say all of them in the 20-minute allotment that I have a 20-minute window because I use my phone to record these, and I can only send it out if it's 20 minutes or less, and that's why I try to keep it under 20 minutes, or I think something around that time. Anyway, and so I don't know. I'm going to do it though. One of the biggest things that we wanted to talk about in this Ascension symptoms that's happening right now is that we're moving into a place of October where we're starting to realize who we truly are. And so a lot of gifts are coming on. And so the bulk of our Ascension symptoms, there's some body stuff, but for the most part have to do with like seeing things, abilities, connecting, noticing that you can even move things, that you can become a different, but you look different. You can see light orbs is a common one, though we're also having real interactions of, you could call it hologram of beings. And you could also talk about the ones that I've recently been having, which they're actually physically standing in front of me, which is like you can smell them. That's why they're earthen. It's not that they're not dirty. It's just that like they don't have dirt on them. That you smell the soil. It's beautiful. I love the smell. I love that smell. Okay, I'll do one more. Hello, everyone. I just love you all so much. I don't want to go, but I do need to go. So I'm gonna click this one. September 79. Okay, I'm so glad I clicked on this one. Thank you. I don't actually know. I can't see what your name is, but thank you very much. September 79. Atomic number for gold. Kangaroo, Island in Kangaroo Island in South Australia. SA equals 191. Only place where original code for Ligurian honey compromised in Italy. Wow. Wow. Okay, that's wow. My entire body is like vibrating with tickles. Wow. Okay. Okay, I got another one I gotta grab. Where should she go? Right, this one. Okay, wait. Love the information codes, Pamela. Aquarian virtue in Wow, I need to find out who this is. Wow, you got some serious light codes. Thank you. Aquarian virtue is multiplication of mana. Or okay, you are doing amazing. Wow. Thank you. Wow, I'm really in the moment. Oh, apologies. My name is Ariane, but do not know how to write for YouTube. Okay. Thank you so much for, I feel like I've known you forever. You are beautiful. Huh. Wow. I'm so happy that you have, I have a session with, oh, you have a session. I get to meet you. You have a session with me on the 22nd. Oh, wow, of 11. Thank you very much for coming through today. Elsa knows you as well, very well. That makes sense. That makes sense. Some of us, when we meet each other, we find out that we are each other in some way. And Elsa's one of those people for me. So I'm number 80 on Soulology with Todd. Thank you for seeing me. I love you. Thank you for being seen. I'm having a serious activation right now. Wow. Wow, okay. I have some stuff to do. Thank you for, it makes so much sense. Everything, okay. And so now I understand the Mother Mary. Thank you. I'm not really able to speak very much. I love you too. One in the oneness. Water. Fire, water. I was also born in 1979, and I graduated high school in 1997. And those numbers have been, so it's, well, I think I need to go write some stuff down. Because, wow, Mother Earther. I love when we find all the puzzle pieces coming together so that the energy can be present. And as we come together, these pieces, we find that we have an identity that we don't need to identify with exactly. And that was prophesied for the month of October, where every one of us are going to realize what our higher aspect is. I called it Jesus aspects, but not all are Jesus. And this Mother Mary, I have a lot to process. Thank you so much, dear. I'm so, wow, I love you. I need to go write some stuff down. I need to draw. I need to make some music. Maybe sculpt too. This is a lot of different visuals that I need to somehow make happen so people can see it. I love you all. Thank you all for joining me today. You are amazing. Remember that you're not alone and that we're doing this together as one, and we all have the same intention, and that is love, and that is happy for our I cannot. It's the codes. It's the codes. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait till I meet you. I love you all so much. I gotta get out of here. I love you. I'll see you next Sunday or sooner. Probably sooner. I'm feeling a random live coming on. You got this. Together.